Have you ever downloaded a game, got excited to play, but then had to sit through extra updates and loading screens before you could even touch the controls? Samsung is finally doing something about that with One UI 8.0, the latest update is, bringing a small but meaningful change that gamers on Galaxy phones and tablets will really appreciate. Samsung has already packed Game Booster with over 8 new features, and now they're adding to more that directly focus on saving your time. The first one is a feature that pre-downloads game updates, and the second one works to sync the game's startup animation with the actual loading process. So let's say you install a game from the Galaxy Store or Google Play Store, but once you open it, the game starts downloading extra data, sometimes hundreds of megabytes or even several gigabytes. That delay can be really annoying, especially when you're on the go or just want to play right away. Now, with this new Game Booster update version 7.0.51.13, your phone can take care of that in the background. If your Galaxy device is idle, connected to Wi-Fi, and charging, it will automatically pre-download those extra game files before you open the game. That way, the next time you tap the game icon, everything is ready and waiting for you. No more surprise updates or last-minute downloads. The second feature focuses on something many people don't even realize slows things down: startup animations. Normally, when you open a game, there's an animation or logo screen that plays, and then the game loads behind the scenes. But that animation isn't always in sync with how long the game actually takes to load. Samsung's Game Booster now tries to match the two together. Based on how fast your phone performs, it will estimate the load time and adjust the animation playback so that once it ends, the game is ready to play instantly. This means less waiting, smoother transitions, and a faster overall experience. Samsung also mentions that this feature can be turned off for certain games if the developer doesn't want it, and that's controlled using the package name of the game. So it won't break anything or interfere with how the game was designed. To work, these two new features are part of Samsung's bigger effort to make gaming better on Galaxy devices. They're not flashy, but they're practical, and they actually solve the little things that waste your time. For now, these improvements aren't available to everyone just yet. They're expected to roll out with upcoming beta releases, or the final stable version of One UI 8.0, but once they do, it's a real bonus for people who game often on their phone. Whether you play heavy multiplayer games or casual titles, these changes will quietly make your experience better. Have you ever used your phone and thought, why can't switching between settings and notifications be easier? Well, Huawei seems to have listened. The latest software update for the Huawei Nova 14 Pro and Nova 14 Ultra models brings a smart little feature that could actually make everyday phone use feel smoother without needing any major learning curve. It's all about a new swipe gesture for the control center, and even though Huawei didn't list this clearly in the changelog, users who've already received the update have started talking about it online, and it sounds like a feature many of us will appreciate. Now let's break it down. If you're someone who often pulls down the notification bar or toggles settings like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, brightness, or volume, you know how important the control center is. It's the brain of your phone's quick settings. But until now, if you wanted to access both your notifications and quick controls, you have to swipe down from different sides of the screen. That might sound minor, but when you're in a rush or holding your phone with one hand, it can feel clunky. The new update changes that with the latest HarmonyOS 5.0.1.13 version. Huawei has introduced a left-right swipe gesture at the top of the control center. What does that mean? You can now swipe left or right at the top to switch easily between the notification panel and the control center without swiping down multiple times or aiming at a particular side of the screen. It's a small tweak, but it makes the phone feel more natural and modern to use. It's one of those things you don't realize you need until you have it, but that's not all this update brings. The Nova 14 Pro and Nova 14 Ultra are also getting several improvements under the hood. Let's talk about the camera first. Huawei has fine-tuned how the camera processes images in certain situations. Users should now see better photo quality in tricky conditions like indoors or scenes with mixed lighting. So whether you're snapping photos at a family dinner or taking a quick shot during a night walk, the images should look cleaner and more balanced. The update also enhances the phone's sound quality. Audio playback now feels richer and more detailed. If you're someone who streams music or watches videos through the phone's speakers, you'll notice that voices sound clearer and bass feels deeper. Even system sounds like notifications and ringtones have been adjusted for a more pleasant experience. The weather app and smart assistant have also been polished. These may seem like small parts of the system, but they play a big role in daily use. The weather app now delivers more accurate updates with a cleaner interface, while the smart assistant reacts more quickly and gives more helpful answers. Another part of the update improves face recognition. What if your next flip phone could send a message through space even when there's no signal? That might sound like science fiction, but it could be a real feature in Samsung's upcoming Galaxy Z Flip 7, thanks to a new chip called the Exynos 2500. With the launch expected in July 2025, this phone might do more than just flip open. It could help you connect in places where normal phones stop working. So what's so special about this new Exynos chip? Well, Samsung has built it using 3nm technology, which means it's smaller, faster, and uses less power than the older Exynos 2400 that was in the Galaxy S24 series. But one of the coolest things is the modem inside it, the Exynos 5400 5G modem. According to Skylo Technologies, a satellite service company, this modem will support NB-IoT-NTN, which is short for Narrowband Internet of Things Non-Terrestrial Network. In simple words, it can talk to low Earth orbit satellites. That means, in emergency situations like getting lost in the mountains or stuck in an area with no mobile towers, you might still be able to send a message using satellite signals. Skylo already works with other big tech names like LG, Oppo, Tecno, and now Samsung too. They even partner with Harman Automotive to bring satellite features to cars, so they're not new to this game. But just because the chip can do it doesn't mean the feature will be active right away. Samsung could choose to turn it on or off depending on the market, business deals, or local rules. Now, let's talk about speed. A leaked test shows that a Galaxy Z Flip 7 powered by Exynos 2500 scored 2,012 points in Geekbench's single-core test and 7,563 points in the multi-core test. To compare, last year's Galaxy Z Flip 6 using the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 scored 2,251 and 7,131 in the same tests. That puts Exynos slightly behind in single-core, but ahead in multi-core, which shows it's powerful, especially since these are early. Numbers and final scores usually improve after software tweaks. There's also a lot of talk about which chip will actually power the Flip 7 when it hits shelves. Some reports say Samsung will use the Exynos 2500 in some regions and the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or 8 Elite in others. In fact, the bigger Galaxy Z Fold 7 is rumored to get the Snapdragon chip globally. If true, this would mark the return of Exynos chips in Samsung's top-tier phones after a break.